They used to fight every single day until one tiny habit changed the entire atmosphere of their home. There was a married couple who had slowly fallen into a pattern they never wanted: constant arguing. It didn't start that way. In the beginning, their home was full of laughter, warm dinners, and long conversations. But over the years, stress piled up. Misunderstandings built walls, and even small disagreements exploded into long, painful arguments. The wife felt her heart getting heavier each day. She didn't want to fight. She didn't want to raise her voice. But somehow, every conversation ended the same way. Loud words, hurt feelings, and two people sleeping with their backs turned to each other. One day, after a particularly painful argument, she sat alone in her car and cried. Not because she didn't love him, but because she didn't like the version of herself she was becoming. That's when she decided to see a therapist. She expected complicated advice, maybe communication techniques, breathing exercises, or long explanations. But instead, the therapist handed her a glass of water. "From now on," the therapist said gently, "every time you feel a fight coming, take a sip of water. Don't swallow it. Just hold it in your mouth until the moment passes." The wife blinked. That was it. It sounded ridiculous, but she was willing to try. The first time it happened, her husband came home frustrated, raising his voice over something small. Her chest tightened. She felt the urge to snap back, like always. But she remembered the water. She took a sip, and she stayed quiet. Not cold, not passive, just calm. Her husband yelled for a few seconds more, but eventually, with no argument to fight against, his voice softened. The storm had no fuel. A few days later, it happened again. She took another sip. And again, things calmed down faster than usual. By the second week, something changed. Her husband started noticing her silence. Not the angry kind, but the peaceful kind. It made him pause, breathe, and listen. For the first time in a long time, he heard his own tone. By the third week, their home felt different. Still imperfect, still human, but softer, calmer, kinder. One day, the wife returned to the therapist and asked, "Is there something special about the water?" The therapist smiled. "The water didn't change your marriage. Your silence did. You stopped reacting from anger. You stopped adding fire to fire. And when one person chooses peace, it gives the other a chance to come back to themselves." And in that moment, she realized something. Sometimes, healing doesn't begin with a conversation. It begins with the courage to stay calm, to respond, not react, to choose peace even when pride wants to win. A sip of water didn't magically fix everything, but it was the first step that helped two people remember how to love each other again.